Hello, I'm Tommy Dillon from Northumbria University, Newcastle in the UK, and our paper reports on a field study looking at the configuration and use of a do-it-yourself digital lantern by preschool children in free play outdoors. Free play then is about giving children the freedom to create their own play. In comparison to games with rules, for example, this tends to be more chaotic, spontaneous and improvised. Open-ended resources often feature in free play outdoors, in this case the lantern, and the open-ended interactions that we designed for the children. We worked with a local Montessori nursery who had a keen interest in outdoor play and nature and promoted free play. Children had access to the garden and often visited a nearby woodland. We were informed by our own experience, our own previous experience designing for children's outdoor play, as well as visits to the nursery and conversations with the manager. In line with the Montessori approach, the manager suggested we create a design that had some basis in the real world while still being engaging for the children outdoors. It was felt that a lantern would be ideal because it would not be out of place in a woodland or garden, and light can be enchanting for children. We kept the lantern as natural as possible in appearance. We painted the card with shellac for waterproofing, amongst other details that we outline in the paper. We worked on two configurations of the lantern for a field study through experience prototyping and testing with the children at a community centre. The first interaction that you see here mimicked a flame and became known as lighting the way. Again, the manager was keen for the interaction to be relatable to the children outdoors. Our focus was on tangible interactions with light that would encourage the children to be social and physically active outdoors while remaining open to interpretation by them. Both interactions were based on the movement of light between lanterns when they're near each other. We felt this would be easy for the children to understand and they could explore the lanterns through experimentation. In the second interaction, we played with the idea of a ghost or fairy being trapped inside the lantern, and when lanterns then are in proximity to each other, the green light moves randomly between those lanterns. If you move away with the green light, then it remains until they are in proximity again. In our field study, the children were given the freedom to play with the lanterns within both the woodland and garden under the supervision of nursery staff who were experienced early years practitioners. We collected a range of data and conducted debrief interviews, and we provide rich descriptions of our observations in the paper with key themes that include enchantment, improvisation, anticipation and choice. We ultimately consolidate this work through three sensitising concepts that we feel may inspire and guide others working in the space. These build on a long understanding of embodied interaction and HCI. Given how short this talk is, I invite you to read the full descriptions in your own time. For now, it's enough to say that we also relate these sensitising concepts to qualities of free play that we observe with the lanterns. Choosing the way relates to both the interaction itself and how this informs children's use of the outdoors. In relation to choosing the way, we observed the importance of independence. For example, Martha and Sophie found a sense of achievement in setting their own challenges, which involved exploring and venturing further into the woods to continue their play with the lanterns. At first, we found some children were unsure about what to do and sought some guidance. Their eventual engagement and improvisation came about precisely because they felt they were doing something other than they had thought was expected of them. In this case, open-ended interactions can be a challenge. However, choice also presents an opportunity for demonstrating independence, creativity and problem solving, which are important for children of this age. Improvisation through movement then. The children loved moving with the lantern in various expressive and social ways. This brought them a lot of excitement, which was evident in our observations. This was particularly true of passing the green, where the dynamic movement of the green light became a shared focus of their play. There was never any competition or explicit rules like you see with other children, but rather the children communicated their intent within play through these kinds of improvised movements that included gestures, teasing and taunting, which were afforded by movement with the lantern itself. And finally then, anticipating response. This was central to how many of the children played with both interactions. With lighting the way, we thought the children might work together to keep the lantern lit. However, they were more excited about extinguishing the light by shaking. In this case, the play was driven by repetition and knowing what the response was going to be. Anticipation of the green light was really exciting to the children. They often grouped together and watched as the light danced around. Taking the green light meant waiting and moving quickly with no certainty about the eventual outcome.